Hi everyone, thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Ellendary. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out home practice routine. I am glad you are all here. This is the best part of my day, facilitating these sessions. If you have never chatted with us, I encourage you to go ahead where it says type in your nickname, type in your first name only, and where you're from. First name and where you're from. And that would be great. It's really neat to see where everybody is from. Today, the topic is all about sleep. Everybody say, sleep with intent. Ready? Sleep. Get the word in front of you. Ready? Sleep. And let's smile with intent. Ready? If you're new to these sessions, go ahead and take a sip of water. If you're new to these sessions, it seems silly to practice smiling, but with Parkinson's, the movements of the mouth, the face don't usually move as much as you think they do. So it's really nice to practice smiling, especially using a mirror and doing that. Are you somebody that gets really good sleep? Since I met my husband, he can fall asleep in about 3 minutes. It's so frustrating. It takes me usually an hour or so to fall asleep, and I'm a very light sleeper. So I'm wondering, are there any of you out there that are really good? I mean, you get a good night's rest. And in the chat, perhaps you could provide some of your tips for the rest of us. All right, the first speak out exercise, the May, Me, My, Mo, Moo. Lift your voice and project it forward. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Really exaggerate. May, me, my, mo, moo. Up and over your computer. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. I know it feels funny to exaggerate so much, but we're trying to activate the muscles we use for speaking and swallowing. That includes the muscles you use to chew your food, to move the food from the front of the mouth to the back of the mouth, and to elicit our swallow. So use a lot of intent, even if it feels funny. One more time. May, me, my, mo, moo. Very nice. Let's all take a sip of water with intent. That means grab your cup or your glass, and as you bring it to your mouth, really think about what you're doing. Swallow with intent. You bet that I use a lot of intent when I take my sip of water in front of you. I don't want to spill it. This mug is kind of heavy. I never want to drop it. So I'm definitely being very deliberate when I swallow the water. Let's move on to speak out exercise number 2, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide and speak out. Ready? Ah. We hold it for a maximum of 10 seconds. About 10 seconds. Ready? Let's do it again. Ah. Good. The sound should be in front of you. Parkinson's wants to bring everything back here, so make it go in front of you and make sure you're not tense or closing your eyes. Try to relax and just let that off, float out in front of you. Ready? Good. Let's do a shorter one with intent. And one more. Good. Let's take a sip of water with intent. We're moving on to speak out exercise number 3, the glides. Project out a steady ah, and then start gliding. Here we go. Ah. Ah. Good. Let's do it again. Very nice. Let's do it again and make sure you're getting all those little notes in there. Don't be skipping. So you don't want you want to get all those little notes in there. Let's try it again. Stop. When you stop all the way at the top, you are being more intentional. We're taking back control over our voices. Let's do it again. Good. All right, one more. Make this our best one. Good. Let's take a sip of water. All right, we've done the warm-ups, the ahs, the glides. We're moving on to the counting. We're going to count to 16. Go ahead and lift your voice and project it in front of you. Stop at the end of each row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, now backward. 16, 15, 14, 13. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go down. All right, ready? 1, 5, 9, 13. 2, 6, 10, 14. 3, 7, 11, 15. 4, 8, 12, 16. Very good. Let's take a sip of water. So today's topic is all about sleep, and many of you know that I am a new grandmother, so grandmother to baby Harvey, and I'm so fascinated by how my daughter has gotten him to go to sleep. And you know, we go to all lengths to help a baby sleep, but why don't we do the same thing for ourselves? When baby Harvey's gonna take his go to sleep, he has a nice bath. He has some warm milk. My daughter puts him in what's called a sleep sack. I wish I would have had that for my kids, but it's as special as his pajamas, okay? But a special sleep sack that holds them close, and it's the softest material ever. And then they have a sound machine that gives off either music or white noise. These are all great tips, and he's a great sleeper, and I think we could benefit from some of that. Let's go ahead and do our reading material. We'll read each sentence twice. The second time, use more intent. Here we go. March is Sleep Awareness Month. Really exaggerate those highlighted words and say that now with more intent. March is Sleep Awareness Month. The more you exaggerate, the more you are working your speech and swallowing muscles. Next one. Some sleep tips are, say that again. Some sleep tips are, ready? Exercise regularly. Say that with more intent. Exercise regularly. All right, next one. Avoid heavy meals and caffeine before bedtime. Again, with more intent. Avoid heavy meals and caffeine before bedtime. Next, sleep in a quiet, cool, and dark environment. Again, sleep in a quiet, cool, and dark environment. I know a lot of us need to have some type of night light in case you need to get up in the middle of the night, but you might think about where that night light is placed. You know, which outlet? Is it lower down? You know, so it doesn't disturb your sleep. Next one, avoid watching television, checking your email, or using your cell phone in the bedroom. Let's say it again. Avoid watching television, checking your email, or using your cell phone in the bedroom. All right. Take a sip of water with intent. What other suggestions do you have for getting good sleep? You know, I complain about my sleep all the time, but sometimes I realize that I'm not being intentional about making it better. Is that happening to you? You know there's a problem, but you just need to go take those steps. One thing I've started doing is when I can't sleep, I don't get up, I got a book light, and so I read, and that has been helping a lot. If I read for a little bit, I can usually fall back to sleep. All right. Conversation, speaking with intent. What are some things associated with bedtime? I told you what's associated with Harvey's bedtime. What about your bedtimes? Explain it with intent. Read these with intent. Beds, pillows, alarms. Next, describe some good sleep habits. Every word with intent. Let's read this with intent. Consistent bedtime, dark room, no electronic devices. It's also a good idea not to watch or read something that could be disturbing. right before you go to sleep? I mean, is the news usually filled with happy, pleasant information? We probably don't want to watch that right before we go to bed. Go ahead and take your sip of water. I want to show you, hopefully all of you know, but some of you might not. This is our website, parkinsonvoiceproject.org. Up at the top right here, it says Education and Training. If you scroll down, number 3, the Parkinson's Lecture Series. I'm clicking on that. These are wonderful lectures. What I love about these lectures are they're videos of the presenters. You're not just looking at a PowerPoint with the person's voice. You actually get to see the speaker. And on the left-hand side, number 3, Evaluation and Treatment of Common Sleep Disorders Associated with Parkinson's. Dr. Elfecki is the presenter. If you struggle also with sleep behavior disorder where you are acting out your dreams, he does talk about that. And I want to bring that up because some people are really embarrassed by that. So it is not uncommon for people to have REM sleep behavior disorder with Parkinson's. It's something that you should be talking to your doctor about, and that is where you might be acting out your dreams. You might accidentally hit your spouse, or you're fighting, and people are embarrassed. But talk to your neurologist about it because something can be done about it. Also, stress can exacerbate that. So I've had a number of, let's say, young onset patients who are still working maybe full time, very stressful job or so, and when they decided to make a change, that REM sleep behavior disorder went away. So stress can exacerbate it a lot. All right, let's go ahead and do Dr. Boone's words. Ready? Gula ganga ga. Again. Gula ganga ga. And next. Kuka manguka. Kuka manguka. Really exaggerate. Gangla. Gangla. And the last one. Kukla. Kukla. All right. We're going to move on to the bonus reading. Stress is very bad for people with Parkinson's. It'll make your symptoms worse. If you have a tremor, it'll, make it go wild. Dyskinesia. Stress is so bad. We need to be very intentional and deliberate about eliminating as many stressors as possible and be creative. Here's the bonus reading. Let's read it together. Lots of intent. A lack of good quality sleep affects our ability to make decisions and limits our attention span, impacting both our professional and personal lives. Let's start at the beginning. I want you to speak out more, every word with intent. Ready? A lack of good quality sleep affects our ability to make decisions and limits our attention span, impacting both our professional and personal lives. The next time you consider if you had a good night's sleep, it's worth asking yourself, how restorative did my sleep feel? Do I feel refreshed from my sleep? Do I feel rested and ready to handle the challenges of life? If you struggle with good sleep like I do, we need to be more intentional and deliberate because it's affecting so many other areas of our lives. We can't ignore it anymore. So hopefully this session not only helped to strengthen your speech and swallowing skills and the muscles, but also helped you start to think about maybe you need to put a little bit more intent into your sleep habits. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow.